di asem asachiri na no mpene ho asem eja wo mu asomdwe aba wodman kuma oba de ehye yense yeni nsawoso enije ni agrawo afe wunua bi wi ase asonimu eba sa wo yira kwanso akire ne pampa no bi asem yo bi asmo oni pada sani awon manwemu wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bi ankemfa ho menso metene be bi anka me pema yeden nanso wodman kuma oba de ebo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko yesu ensu ande yirasio
Anuncio Ed na yatu ya mwase aye wakana hanomwa anope eye ama Ghana rice ana mekan for ede ama eye local made Ghanaian rice ene se wunya bi ede sefia ebeboa uye pampa cho oye aduane tonwa anope ma wonsa enka eye ama Ghana rice na enonko a ana ebeboa atwetwe dom ede ama anope wa wutie mi a wo pene duduo mu atu na opese obeye wholesaler wutu no duduo mu a na wonso wakọ akọ retail ede ama Ghana for no mpacho woni ama Ghana for eni nkomo na womo ebeje wo so anope na womo ahwese bibia nso ebetimi akoye ama mpacho wo pe womo kira kwan a anope obekọ eye abeka La Paz na afi woni womo edi nkomo please container no enche ho ape ana obehu ama Ghana na woni womo ni nkomo anope for womo ewo 0537 029 464 0537 029 464 and after 0207 676197 na woni amagana eni enkomo anope na womo ebeje woso na bibia nso etimi akoye ede ama ma me fast na de bi ma Eclipse collateral management for na anope Eclipse adaroma mpacho womo eye number 1 collateral management company in Ghana se ye kase Eclipse se ye mo abane se oye japade wura na waye nkrata ede ato we japade no eso anope Eclipse ede nkrata no de beye adwuma na womo etimi atua commission ewo ho eno achi no we a businessman, we a businesswoman, but you need a coin so open loan. Nanso, we collateral. Eno no ebeboa ma wonsa aka facility a wohwehwe na anope Eclipse say menkai wo say ene obo mo aso ya they will help assist you with collateral na etimi aboa ma wonso de wohwehwe no wonsa etimi aka adenta new site Abakan Street e won krai ha ana obehu eye Eclipse collateral management from one pay on 0266 999020 0266 999020 and after 0302 551877 na when mo any enkomo Bachobedase na se ye kase His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia anope at exactly 9 o'clock will be at the Electoral Commission headquarters na afei wetimi akwako file the nomination form wonim se abatuo no edi yanimu a eba in just about few days na afei elections ni nyina no eba ma mene eye Kofi Tonto eni enkomo anope wono eye political aid edema obampanyin abedi achire ana afei Frank Atuni edema NPP amanyuko Kofi what make good morning and bomb to say
Amenya bibia boko na so
Erade adom bibia boko na campaign no et saying
o nyame adom bibia boko se na no awotwe twa mu ne won crime poni man
Kessben
na ye bo pro weekend ye de ani chere ye ogwafi to afasha omuye ewo Cape Coast
okay
ewie na ye dwumadi kakra bi so ka print me kase ye won crime
Kessben
no pay yura ne na bedi achire ebeko eye Electoral Commission na omakofa nkrata na nkrata sabi omopese omode adansidie se yento omoso aba na omeyo mampani ni omampani abedi achire no omode sankrata na beko Electoral Commission na me adom na omo wia omode omani nso bechire
Kessben
party headquarters wo Asylum down
okay
ti sapepepe ene nejumedi neti
and filing no a time be na party office no Dr. Bawumia eba edin porte ana wo baba be ewo ho
filing ne de anopa no nkron ya
9 o'clock yeah
yeah
okay
na Ovia known to now a co party no aswe. Oh, says Sanka Nipimua. Onka ono kra de na otwi mi no bia no nanka o party ye krabata o salam down nanso adwuma da na nim nti no ontimi nkoho nti ne aye da kase sei no owia eso okọ no ne party ma nkita hodi kakra sa pepe.
And she said, yeah, Kasedi, I believe, say you are on your way either to the party headquarters and now say Electoral Commission head office, right?
Yeah, Kasedi, I may call me boss or Electoral Commission together.
Very well. But your reporter said, yeah, and she will be there to cover it live. Right? I don't pay mommy, and I'm grateful. Maybe I'm soon here.
Now, be able to there. Me ba mo fidi so ache.
Me hoye. Bibi I fine.
Na no central for and say we buy. Mr. Speaker, o de anka o kan wa dwen pa o. I mean, say kosan bi o ha o busa o.
Eno ye de here.
Say kosan ze amunyina mu busa na say adena era Mahmoud Bawumia. Na ni so adi hu na o no onye ne ne. But me say we busa John Mahama the same question. No, it's very important.
Kessben.
Sir, in Central for Mubebu Sayira John Mahama, the same question. So, no. Obey Assemblyman.
Kessben.
Obey MP. Obey Deputy Minister. Obey Minister. Obey Vice President. Obey President.
Kessben.
In fear, dear son, any. Obey your man Penino, you're the Ghana to me in our man. Mr. Speaker, me busa say. Other than Central for Mumusa era John Dramani Mahama say. Ye de Ghana to me ma ono. Would you not 2 million in there town? Other than near ma also obeying and then 1 year and ano. Why are you journalists not asking that question? Etosubute. Mumusa era Mahmoud Bawumia say. Ono de okra Kufuado aban ho. Na den wo kasa wo wani su adikuru fofo aden na ni su adikuru on fam wo Kufuado no say o ani su adikuru but that question no Musa John Mahama the same question so no a vice president to Yera Tamils emra nyame freto ne nsa fre Yera Tamils no o obeye o mampanyin no eni na anu ani na nsa ena o sesa ni chief of staff meboa
Kessben
ena o sesa ministers meboa
Azali.
No ni na ni so ade hu.
Kessben.
But the bottom line, no, and it's John Mahama was John Mahama was president of this republic from 2012 to 2016.
Yeah.
Ghana force one home day. The more reason why I want to abechia in 2016, right?
Yeah.
And then Nana Danko Kufuado, any Dr. Bawumia gave a lot of promises to the good people of Ghana. So I mean, isn't it in the right context? Say,
no, it's not in any context.
Maybe question. Isn't it right? Say, I mean, Ghana for baby say, the no what so and anwa. When yan second term ye tutia no. We share your boy ye tutia no. Sa aboshe no. I mean, it is expected say we bet me ediso. Na ye who said ye won't so catch again no. I mean, exactly so. Anabode ye jumana.
Kessben.
No, the point I am making to you, Mr. Speaker, we are on train one decision.
No, and I understand what you are saying. Say you miss say Dr. Bawumia so when you ade huno foforo. Then the question again, and they say, for instance, Dr. Bawumia so will be e-levy free ho. Ghanaians are asking say a DNT we vice president. Now we need free hosisia, and now we know president. Any free hosisia because in any case, mwana mukofa baye. So if there is a possibility of reversing that particular policy, why don't you do it now? And yes, sir.
And I make sure say
yes.
Sako sana Ghana for busan ye be yano. And I ye mu ano rebre meeting ye ano sisi. But the mesa busa wakusi ni say.
Kessben.
Me ma on fatu hu e kire say Yera John Dramani Mahama ne ne boss ye adwuma no. The same chief of staff ni ministers ano ne omo ye adwuma no. That same chief of staff ni ministers no ono ba ye no sesan no nti ada na tama na Mahama ye vice no. One can kire email say sesan
a chief of staff, we necessary minister, we name what. I don't know, train ya will free wa or no by your man penny and son away.
Yes, but the difference will be, Kofi, as at that time, Professor Mays was not alive. And John Mahama, the boss, now on for no reason.
I'm saying that when
the conversation about
a good conversation.
Exactly.
I'm willing to have the conversation.
And you be a question, and that is maybe so further. Now the difference is that Dr. Bawumia has a boss. What here could say? Okay. Now John Mohammed's situation. The reality is that in 2012, Professor Mose was no more, so he took over the realms of affairs of this country. As at the time, John Mahama called for elections, he was then a president because Obedi President Bosumi Nsia Bosumi Num and son a general election and Kasa Eba. For that reason, one would say, as at the time I was pre o mampenye ne boss na won tiase na the boss on tia konwa so no beka kire Ghana for say I mean she say ni bi a aircon no enkoyie enti me ba me wani so adifunu foforo a me de be ye niema. Most people will equally tell you say John Mahama as a then was a continuity of Tamils, and that was exactly what he told the Ghanaian people.
No,
and
John
now you
Mahama
differ in ideas.
No, John Mahama couldn't have been a continuity of anything. I just told you, sir, Obai was the chief of staff. Chief of staff is the engine of any government.
Because he was the president by then, Adameboa.
But are you not getting my point?
No, I'm getting your point. You are saying say Obai, because when is what he do no for fronty was a some positions the for bebo exactly the point. But I'm saying say as a then he was the president.
Exactly, because some running I know what to mean. But that's the very point that I'm making. So mumu demanded bibia free Bawumia ho a munim se mrama no ho kwan se obetimi aye saa de no. Ghana mraba in ma Bawumia ho kwan se Bawumia ebe ko parliament akoka chere parliament say the person he levy you. That's the very point I am making. So what this to me but you are insisting sir he should implement his vision now.
Because he's part of the government, and the vice president and the president makes a ticket. And I'm a
Minia.
Yes, Govi.
Minia. He is part of a government. That is the same way a minister is part of a government.
Exactly the point. I maybe Sase Kofi, the vice president, and now Dr. Bawumia Ekwako filing the nomination on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party, Party presented Dr. Bawumia as the presidential candidate and Dr. Maakye Opoku Prempeh as the vice presidential candidate. The two of them forms the ticket for the presidential race on behalf of the New Patriotic Party. Now, the question is that in the current situation, he serves in so many roles. I mean, one send the effort and what they bua. Now, this is some of the policies I was so about obey everyone. Our policies are one banye was to say the cover by himself and then his boss and they buy a true cabinet approval. But the question is that if there is a future possibility, so we can reverse those policies, why don't we take the measures, the procedures for which we implemented those particular policies, and then cancel it down?
Yes, sir.
Exactly the point.
So I am questions. So you repeating the same thing to me, Maybe who the point? Because
no, I'm not repeating the same thing. I'm asking, sir. The simple question is that Kofi Abayene was to say that is the simple analogy I got.
It is not that.
So you are saying, sir, when you're president, and you want to mean you be anti Ghana for you to Musa. Is that the case?
No. You see, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Kofi.
Ghana hana ye won mrana ye de adwuma. Enti mrana ye de adwuma no. When we are educating the people, we should let the people know. There is a ticket. Samson ayano krese ticket na there is no. Amamrane mabaku to me ni na wa mabaku to me. So don't create the impression that because they are two on the ticket, they have the same powers. No,
I haven't created that impression.
But that's the impression you are creating.
No, the reality is what I'm telling you.
Reality?
The reality is that presidency now one ticket. It doesn't differ. Even though constitution x-ray the functions of the president, any the role as a vice president so a play. But the simple thing that me be say, see Dr. Bawumia MBA president. And any money be a Ghana for demand this and consistency. Ghanaians should give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, one chair no more president. Is that not what you are saying?
And I make sure say,
yes.
No, mommy answer a question. I make sure say, because I will be saying, what will say me the same thing over 3 times.
Exactly the point.
And
You are not answering.
Say, no, I'm answering it. If you allow me, I'll answer it.
Me too, Kofi.
I am telling you, say, on my na ye woman yet to Abama or Mampenny, so on Mampenny no enfan and Niswadi who eme juma. Now on Mampenny ba or wafwa near Swafwa or Mubuan man and Niswadi no ebemu. Yemra no such say, Sa on Mampenny and Niswadi who no one and Niswadi. It is what the crater co parliamenta or the crater no co parliament when it didn't on fan crater and parliament. Vice President Dinimu. If we say a no any swadivno. One more makanyina no ye abuafo a omudi susu ye any adwenkyere beba beboasa o mampanyin no any swadivno. Na sa o mampanyin any swadivno kyere baabi a. And so be ye na so ani a ontimi hye sa o mampanyin say o mampanyin aha na yenko. For example, we a minister of a ministry a Ubetini do programs in na tuja. Sa programs in na wodi agun krata so no. Untimi fa nya adwuma until say o mampanyin ne beji atum say sa programs we no. Effect me mani so ade hunti agana for to abama ne. Enti say yewra Akufo-Addo wonani so ade hu no. Dia yewra Mahmoud Bawumia betimi aya kodura ne say Obeboa Omampanyi Akufo-Addo ama Omampanyi Akufo-Addo eni so ade hunu abam Ghana amamra ne nkase Omampanyi Akufo-Addo ne Omampanyi abedi ekire emfa omumienu eni so ade hunu na nya adwuma Ghana amamra ne se yemfa Omampanyi eni so ade hunu nya adwuma abra Omampanyi abedi ekire ne asoafo eboa no enu nti ena nhyehyɛ ne bi tumi ne nyina ma Omampanyi a wanfa bia ma Omampanyi abedi ekire enti se yewura Akufo-Addo say programs when I'm a person here. These are the budget expenditures. These are the revenue lines. I me feel say me faswa ebeboa me ama menya sa expenditure na. Ba umia ni to me say obeka kire yewra president say yewra we dia me no nya adwinti yifrim. Only say to me no. And you know that. So to say one ni nyina the same ticket and they have the same one. No, it's neither here nor there. Because
you are making an analogy based on the express provisions of the Constitution. But Ghana and Ibiansu said there is also an implied position of the Constitution. Now, what is the implied position of the Constitution? If the role of the vice president was not that necessary, okay, in our governance or now in our body politic, I mean, definitely the Constitution wouldn't have made provisions for that. Yes, we know, the Constitution nama Omampanyin certain level of authority, vice president no any, okay? But there is also a rationale and a reason why in here, vice president no so yes, clearly. We agree to the fact that Omampanyin has the ultimate responsibility. But we cannot also undertake the fact that vice president has certain roles edru baby to be played. For instance, the advisor will come once me say yes, vice president bet me am futu no, minister bet me am futu no, president kas won fa nyadwuma. I mean, untimi nyehwe. Now the question is that what are some of the things that Dr. Bawumia can Omampanyin na Danko Akufo-Addo say won fa nyadwuma? Then we are trying to belittle the role of the vice president, but equally, Mwana Mama Yatias, yes, Dr. Bawumia has been the most active vice president. And yemani bebre hono ma neni so ade hunu no de ba ye na party ni Omampanyin ji tu ma mu rolling it out are successful. Example your digitization here mudi ho nkomo sisi. So on the other hand, I mean, how do we correspond the two analogies?
Very easy to correspond. If you are willing to understand the issues, they are very easy to correspond. Medicare culture say Omampanyin ene wona ni so ade ho. Omampanyin eni so ade hunu mu no odi tumi ni bi ma aboafo se omomua no aboafo ni di nsusuye ene adwenkyere ebeba na sa aboafo ni di nsusuye ni adwenkyere ne ba na so Omampanyin ni nyansan mu no sa adwenkyere ni nsusuye no eba na ebeboa no a Omampanyin ni beji atum se munkoye na emfa mmoa maban enti yewura Mahmoud Bawumia ye omanpanyin abedi akiri ye fa ne se omanpanyin abedi akiri a okotena officer na dwuma yeso wo ye ne se odwene no wode boa ne boss enti obeka se oh papa yakofa ade bi a ye friend drone aba drone na ye de aba no ni free se ebetumi aboa ya pon din enhyehyeye enti ne srew so obema me hutumi dia na eboa wani so ade hunu a ye de akọ cabinet ya discuss omanpanyin se megitum ebetumi aboa yen fa ye adwuma eno ntina ye busa ye rat Vice President question of me the president or say ye ko cabinet there are instances that I agree. There are instances that I don't agree. Okay, well, one thing. But the collective responsibility of cabinet. It's as long as I take a decision, a cabinet decision. Then no interest me imagine.
I sit down.
What you want, Mr. Speaker, to see your program or Kessben. Richard, I take initiative. Your program in Kofu Tipa. And be a young charity work. Kakrebi near Famua only be any here for. Obeko, Uma General Manager ho akwaji to me, and yes, sir.
Exactly.
Ukwaji to me ni we are now the Abaye Juma. What the Baye Juma? Kessben yina benya son faso. By ye body say why na this are adwini we buy ya or the year Juma. And ya who anu produce a dini bebo because mona mu take his initiatives no. But mo dade Juma ne de wo. The patrol emu da ho.
Meet you ba.
Enti sana aban etie. Obi yo mampanyin a ana mampanyin abedi akira. Obetimi asori so akotena office. Mampanyin si yese. Obeye osori a wabetena ne fie. Okọ office mampanyin si yese waye wabetena ne fie. Ti said the John Jina poka kire say Yera Mahama na dwuma na oye ne se okọ ayie any social event e de ma mampanyin dada meals. Ba mampanyin abedi akire we de o se da bi mint na ho na min ko social events nko a madwini bibi ho na me de aboa aban no so adwini bibi ho de boa aban na no nkire se aban ne ye na aban ana aban ne tumi no ni nyina ekuta no enti sa taking initiatives me adie ba ko amesua ye pa Mr. Speaker wa abrochire ne se se ye fa wo adwuma mu a ye de responsibilities be ma ba afisu ni ebetua wo bonus a enya wo responsibility na wo ye ne etua wo bonus ye what ye see who take initiative and answer we ye the friend stretch project ABCD na ye the amount no one kasa de wadwini ye bibi boae one kasa ye bibi a na ebro so nenso wo ye e de bo adwuma ne nkanko a eno ne be gina so dia bonus amount so let's educate the Ghanaian people say Vice President adwuma no e wo ba bi e pem nanso se edru baby a ye rally Mahama bae wo se ode ahunidie meboa
exactly
ode ani ahunidie bae ono nso ye initiative a wo take here as a vice president ode boana bae does that mean say ye Ali Mahama and your mampani a wo take final decision no the point ni na ne say o mampani abedi akire ono ne ye sesoboafo a obeboa the man penny amana so ade kuna bem na sani panon so woni this enti wo kan speech a yera Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de ba the same February 7th na o kan bibi wo ho se yera kufu ado baaye no o de nhihye bebre ku akramu ade ba akupa na ye fapim wona ban mu ye social development and social intervention programs na wo hunu se yera kufu ado any yura kufo MPP aban ni mienu no eya ade a omo share social interventions mukina pa nyame aye ya dom ba bi aya ba beduru no yatimi ahye mukina ye beto akoso apia social intervention programs de aboa onidie ne ahiafo de nanso me de mani so ade hunu no me mfa fapem ni nyina kogina social interventions me mani so ade hunu no me de fapem ni nyina be kire enyuma eni nyuma mpajamu business and business growth. So already no waka tell say direction na your papa Kufu ado fire no. Ono ne fa different direction.
Yes, man.
It is all for different direction na. Our different solutions for those directions are opeso offer. And waka tell say no e-levy ade office emwa wakano publicly before cry e-levy beba no okan publicly Peace FM so office e-levy nya ade ebeboa with the digital advancement yehwehwe wo man mu enti so ono ni nyatumi na yo no na ban enam se opese o share digitalization ti no on ma sa de ne mafi se ebe hampa the digital growth na opese onya no enti eye den no bi ka se aden no nko kan kire kufu ado se onyim free ho ne wa ma o fapim nyina kire se ono no wo na ni so ade hu anyame ma ni tumi no de ono na ni so ade hu na ya adwuma ade we ni de on fa nya adwuma eno nti na na me ma wo fato ho se yewura John Mahama emra nyame di tumi ne share ne nsa no animanimu na no ma ye hunu se ono nso wo kwan a opese o ye den ofa so ni kwan no eye kwan foforo enye necessarily the same way a yewura mels ye den efa so ono wo kwan foforo enti asoafo ni mpanyimfo bi a mo beboa no mpo no osesa wo mo. That is the point I'm making to you.
That's right. Kofi, Mame, no asiano pay. I'm grateful. I hope say you've had enough time to, clarify your point.
I've had enough time.
Exactly. Kofi Tonto, your political aide to Dr. Bawumia, speaking to us, on the sidelines of the filing of a year. Vice President in the nomination form 12 minutes after 8. Your number is 0550-596-929, 0550-567-929. Now, Joseph Tanodia, good morning, Mr. Speaker. Please, why are you trying to pitch the Vice President against the President in terms of powers? Do you know, do you want the Vice President to sidestep with the President? And what do you really want? Kofi, Joseph Tanog, thank you for a message with the Abba Anope. I'm grateful. I'm only asking the question, so because Neya Omo filing nomination, it is one ticket. Unless, yes, you tell us the Vice President can advise, but advise your President, which is equally, something that is possible. A bit to me, it happened there be not in your case. Mr. Speaker, good morning. Ghanaians' eyes are on the media, especially you guys who are willing to help support the fight against Galamsey. God bless you and your team. Victor, Eduefin Koko, Anna Ede Abba. Victor, thank you for a message. I pay what they Abba. And my message is not coming in ano Emra. Na yebiti me anywhere the enkomo na yakin kind in ano. At the amount. Now, later on this afternoon, former President John Dramani Mahama and so Ebeko na wonso a file the nomination no with the Electoral Commission. Your reporters me no edi womwachi nti ye de ani edi atri se ye no bedin komo. Dr. Bawumia de no 9 o'clock ya nti womodru ho a ye no ebedin komo na afi ya mount the feed from the Electoral Commission premises and I think so a year the New Patriotic Party's headquarters a year Asalam down na yene worthy and komo 14 after 8 meeting the Mr. Speaker highly grateful now make sure that I say anope ye beye juma mieno the edikan ye fight in our campaign against Galamsey. It has become very rampant. In the last 2 weeks, yeni wedding komo about Galamsey, ya juma bebre about the menace any kwanya efaswa higher. In fact, the consequential effect by so as a country, and the reason tia ye here say ye beyen shisheya ebetimi aboa ma yabo yenso no eho ebai. I'm happy. As a presenter, as a journalist, whatever you want to put it. Say, yes, the reasonable minds are equally beginning to speak up. And it is something that we all ought to. As I say, we a teacher, we a teacher, we a nurse, we a doctor, okay, we a engineer, we a businessman, we to idea with Jum, baby our minor drew with Galamsey, no, the voices must begin to speak. Yeka say, Senate nearby and not organized labor. Aye did that Senate dear no any far more serious than Galamsey hon komo ayedi. We are expecting the organized labor to speak up to these issues. Demonstration a womo yo mo adwen say womo be organize against Senate. For deciding say womo beton sa 6 hotels no. Sa demonstration no a bigger one must happen for Galamsey to be eradicated in our system. Because enunu edi enya more than Na eno no sunsuanso ne so bad and so daring more than Senate hotels and kiye kwakotonti a organized labor ye omo adwen se won be demonstration. They must begin to do it now. From Endra wia na me wo Kumasi. Ghana Bar Association mo annual conference mo ko Kumasi from Endra Saturday no Friday no mo nyina mo kwakohia mo Kumasi efe. The strongest body, okay, in Ghana when it comes to laws and regulations. Moko conference munko di galamsey ho nkomo. Na airline na ya pass na eno ne environmental protection law regulation ya say ya man krofo kwan ye boapa o say president betimi a chiro krata ama explicit approval say obi nkose forest munko enkoye mining. I don't see the head and tail of that issue. So I'm expecting say the Ghana Bar Association mo kono mumududu na mo fa by road no mo amfa flight no mumududu na mo fa enyinam etiwa enclave netiwa east abeno say asare Minister of State in charge of finance ne constituency ni mudru osino enyinam ekwan ne ho nyina ho se galamsey ni ya census ne wie dada wo kwa totomwa kodru konongo you will see say ho kra de west. So as lawyers, as legal practitioners, you've seen the water bodies, you've seen the lands, you've seen the forest. I'm expecting the national bar, no, some obeke no so huase. Mutima Modeko conference, no, it is okay. We are ensuring you best sustaining your democracy. But the democracy cannot be sustained whilst we are continuously destroying water bodies and destroying everything, all in the name of galamsey and all in the name of democracy. Yet the democracy in no be a dinsamfon. We are a nation. We are not conscious of everything we do. People are not conscious because of their own selfish interests and greediness. Otum for bar conference nasi. Your friend is saying President, His Excellency, and no crowd the Michiana convoy na echo. He is coming there. Your friend is saying, Mami Justice Tokuno, Chief Justice Waba. Bar conference nasi. Well, we are the leader of the bar, the Attorney General himself, who is supposed to ensure some prosecution by Yejuma with galamsey issues. He will be there, and the whole country, the lawyers, we are expecting say Ghana Bar will speak and speak strongly against galamsey. And Mukolis are one ministers are one involved. They know what the Mining and Mineral Act no eka. Yet they are involved in galamsey illegality. The Bar Association should be able to call them to order. Now as a country, no, yatiti association, yatiti groups near the no. We can fight certain things that are fighting us. We are perpetrating crime on humanity. The lawyers know, you are very much aware of it. And this yes, sustaining democracy. Yet we are having a national day of foolishness. We are having a national day of foolishness because a niamana air cost nipa na waryen. When him say dear now oyen, essential. When him say dear now waryen, essential. When him say dear now waryen, okay, essay forest quiet. But one no catch here say, when your party chairman, what yase kobon sawa. Na party no, Mr. Speaker say when him say a party, say niaman koye. And niaman koye nti out of his own selfishness and greed. Wakwata excavators, akwafa China for mako 10. Edi wamu ababe gubomfa in the Ashanti region. Say wamuntu galamsey. Because a party chairman. Wakwa yasi awa bonsawa na me bonsawa you know Mr. Speaker scanning na ya me kofa wa he party for ne die so what you want woni sika honso a wo bi sure say kofa party position wo bi na be share wo party ni ben NPP ni ben na be share wo NDC ni ben na be share wo se bra be di party position. Nobody came to you to force you. One kasa wo carry wo na wo we wo na wo hu wo ho den and wo hu say there be a wadru no wo pesa wo ye politics. And you be call for party position. Don't come and insult us in our faces. I'm expecting the Ghana Bar Association to speak against galamsey. Aso for na moye galamsey no muntie. Say no nti na mo akeka mo anu atomu na muntimi nkasa na. We are coming at you. Please, we cannot continue to do these things. We cannot. As a country, we cannot. When people are misbehaving with impunity, then the large majority of the Ghanaian people will be meanwhile, the person is showing us a very gross indiscipline. Yet we are saying, don't we have reasonable minds in this country? Galamsey, we need to begin to speak up. The regional ministers who are involved in Galamsey, the Ghana Bar Association must tell them in their faces. The Attorney General knows it. Report report to Biama. National Security Report on Galamsey, the persons who are involved, the list, the full list, more than 2,000. It doesn't come to my desk as a journalist. It comes to the desk of those who are in charge of this. One more yamma, one more sudie say, one more making sure say, one more be protecting your environment. Now the Ghana Medical Association is speaking. You see, I do not get it. Why an Attorney General will be there, and then we will go to Parliament. Speaker Babe and I know Kana you MPs no muyebi mwana motena ho na moje samra di tu. Samra no mwana motena ho mumra se bedwamufo. Mwana motena ho members of Parliament. You see, nyatwom ne boapayo ni nyatwom. You sat down and you approved a legislative instrument. Say enene ye man krofo ho nkwan. Na forest are ya reserve for so many years. Ya yemra so nyonko betumia oni concession ewo forest ni mu akọ e the excavator akọ akosim. But even with that, what does the law say? Emrani say before wo be yes ade no. Ese se nnua na wo bu agu no wo dua sa nnua no na nnua ni nyi beto de wo kwakọ bu agu no. Ansa na be mine na why? Are they complying with the dictate of the law? Emrano de emrani kano eno no omode ye adwuma na na. Do not mind close proximity to the highway. Emrani is 100 meters away from the highway. And I will bet me a mining. Yet 10 meters away from the highway. Now what more ye Galamsey? 100 meters away from the buffer, the banks of a river body. And saying what to me are mining. Don't mind. Now with debris, you know. One farmer me gunso him. Yet they don't care. One more guswa, one more year, one more dissension. Now the waterbed. Insuo na sin wo mo se hokra na say gold na kese ne se enti wo mo divert insuo na wo mo akonsuo ni mu ankasa na wo mo akotu. Yet associations ni wo kroma e ba mo salary ho nkomo de anamu di hey ye cost strike hey ye say why do we do that as a country? Eniema na ehu hia no we will not talk about it. You feel say Appiah Kubi ni okatachie free fa na wo mo hote wo mo a wo mo so mbe fight against Galamsey. Ebe kwa aba beto you will die one day out of Galamsey activity. San kanwa ebe ka onu ebe ka wo fase ebe ka wo yere ebe ka papa ebe ka maame. You be there and keep quiet. Wo de tena ho na kan wa no tum. Just be quiet. Be quiet. E won cry. Eni koforidua eni ho eni hohwai eni wa eni tamale enkra hakra de bi ma ha. Yati. And now something came to my mind. And I will ask the reasonable questions. Sa National Cathedral, amena ya wamu 2 ya wamu di 2 hwe. Amena mwatu for more than 3 to 4 years. Amena ne daso daho. Foundation na ye created ye si dan di ama National Cathedral. Besi ne ya ye ken yen share concrete was amenanim. Amena na said ye tia netie. In fact, amena na mutu ya mo se mo di besi National Cathedral. Anwea na mo de ba ye na kianim se wo si dan ya. Wutu anwea na eno abi na ka de ye feeling. Anwea na mo se sa ye no. Anwea no mo de ko heva. We are serious as a country. Okay? The entire body say chinchina hwa na mo pesa musi National Cathedral this. I mean, those in authority must explain to Ghanaians. We are asking questions. Questions in your baby sir. What they tell na ye waje so and cry gold in ha. Na Gold Coast na bro for the to Ghana no aha no mo di ka be pie you when wo mo to Ghana the Gold Coast. Aha enkra ha. The southern part aha no mo di ka buy. And san wo mo transition akọ Cape Coast. Asante region e hokra de no mo nim ho ba bia. Along the coast enkra ha no mo di ka buy.
Kessben.
Yeah, the baby questions, the legitimate ones, we will continue to ask. The reasonable minds must begin to speak against Galamsey, and we must fight Galamsey with all the effort in us. And you're being individual interest, no, the Anyan Hotam. Not the majority of Ghanaians are suffering. We are me and family home. We just see what dying. In fact, I dine cry now bed them. Cars and I hear now bet you, and yamasem, cry yamasem. But for quite papa soon, says Cano. Uko say you, Uko say forest, Uko say Sasia. Me, I'll come at you. Me Banswa, I will treat you with no respect. Because you are perpetrating crime on humanity. We are greedy, we are selfish. We are wicked person, I won't person ni pabia bekoso ewa brabum. Enti na wodoma kuma dia wode che ye no. Wonkwa ni pa ba akofo. Wo se wonkwa na ni wabusuafo na mudidi ye. Na chairman, I don't pay me chia wo hwe ye. Wo so TV no ade wo tie wa helbeti the same thing with Angel. Listen, you thought to say we were so gullible, say you better car dear free harbor. As you Mr. Sika memo 10,000. You don't even respect us. Because I'm a journalist ni biaye. One why you bad no more jiji musika no. One more bad the truth necessary one can. You think we are so gullible? Ya ni adwini da ye trim. Enti ni afaka. Ni a top petrogum. Ni a driving all the way. Ya bas yo. Speaker je 10,000 nako. Okwa akoka wanu tu man kwa kasa mi tu Galamsey wo bomfa. Bebo din ochina nkomo bia woni yedi bia hey me the recordings ni tape ni nyina abeba. We'll play it live and color. We don't fear anybody in this country. Why do we do that to ourselves? Baby, I will cry won't fear be. What's a woo pesca? Baby, I when you need you. Woo pesica, baby, I when you need woo pesica, and to woo send microphone for dear. And me be such chairman, they say, chairman, baby, I will to Galamsey, wouldn't himself cocoa for the honey dear. Was you and Crofoni cocoa no, a sissy one more and so, and to be tria one more kind of me tabu ye. You see, a party chairman. Yeka cocoa who has a cocoa board. One more level of production in terms of cocoa. Aqua from no chairman neti ho to young crofosika tra cocoa for nigu. This is somebody I want to know ye elderly. Ye the party position, dear man. Why? Why should that happen in this country? Why? Sikana wo penny in the beko. In any case, chairman, we hearing himself to Galamsey dear. Woman, one more year, where say we to Galamsey, chairman. Me be say a question, no. And no pay, so we know you no man here. Catch the woman, say we to Galamsey. Nanka first and wabra bomun ti say. Nanka first and wouldn't nisika say, what time if you was from an idea besifi? We you know, and when we are dentino want to be miss out. But we are telling you, Yapama, we no man who say to Galamsey. We will tell you in the face. Why?
Kessben.
Obi adedi, yati.
Kessben.
One must see a mammy and Kasabi. Because Galamsey ne ye click. And paying for baby na yebi. Ye fa djuma de to ye ho si ye din ayate. Any one more frey your phones on a dos. Eti Ghana for no ye wi at the latter part Richard Ayakime. About 5 minutes. Ye from your phone lines. Ejuma we say yan to aso nya Ghana for na should tell us. Yen nya so ye beja ye beka yan watu. Sama ka kire mo dada. E mane nyo nwanwa. Na se ye kan ya no tum agodu na nya obi ade a. Asase ne nya obi ade a ye nyina beka kotubi. Samosi mo pede sa ne nya kasa ne dia. Ye nyina ye beka kopesika, ye beji loan, multi credit wo ho. Ne ye ko high excavators. 3,000 cedis a day. Ne ye dia kosi baby. Si ye nyina baby ye free gold wo ho. Ye nyina ye beka kotubi. Ne ye hu so man no, ye nyina ye say no because ye ni conscience.
Kessben.
But the end to the many papa confess and ye. Nay, you and what will not accept that. Richard for Kodongo video netos and Namon and your man see what Kodongo said your Kodongo see say. And painful trouble when you ask woman who says I am near cause Kodongo. They are telling us that they didn't know. Woman who cried. And him go as for Richard Boy video the near go.
Kessben.
Kessben 92.9 Asidan Kwan. 92.9 Asidankwa.
Aha. The entry point of Konongo. Na me did the Kwame Appiah Kubi, Mr. Speaker. We are so many
Kessben 92.9 Asidankwa.
We are in Konongo live. Na Nkoma Ghana for ni yedi about your effort in fighting against this particular menace. And until
Kessben 92.9 Asidankwa.
The air coso ewo Konongo. And any enclave ni mo nyina. Now we are promising you, said the AC wa Konongo Kronim and in the surrounding communities are Galamsey illegal mining activities. Ajiabos in Inano, and we are here to report to you live. Wosha unsabin kumsua, wamaya juma. Wamaya juma. Wamaya dim. Enti ahano na complaints no de brena no every ever. Yeba ye no. I mean, fence are one more fence, but Enframante, we could do as you look at the level of Juma destruction a course. I mean, you're starting to say, yeah, but I know but over say, yes, yeah, Casano, yeah, almost a reclamation, air pits in the Brinano, but I feel the Abedru. We are here. Said the apostle in the past. Any the Busua ACBano. Yabema Ghana for so as well. Exactly.
Now, much in the apostle, how are they brought money? If they say that way,
exactly.
And show it in every Bumfa Banko, the ball wearing.
Okay.
And Sana, Koyos Cassio. And I see a near the Galamsey, no essence, you know, quite. Now, you will be the Edika Casse. See a best issue party, and you'll be your queen.
And see that.
Kessben 92.9
Ghana, and you'll be idea.
Exactly.
Idea. Obia will much of a pet. And Yanka, Mugamu. Now, so Yamincha, yes, you buy no. A woman in free her. I'm half excavators in our way. Yet anybody actually.
Exactly.
I'm going to see a barber report. And you have said anybody actually wouldn't see anybody actually. It's the money I must have.
The money I say. Only uncle will show you more pictures and videos.
Kessben 92.9 Asidankwa. Kessben 92.9 Asidankwa. Kessben 92.9 Asidankwa. Kessben 92.9 Asidankwa.
Reggie, na membra me ya adwuma wo studio na ya twaso 34 minutes after 8 I Kessben Maakye dwumadi ani so ni enti Konongo na Konongo hene na woti wo kro yi so kro e fese na Konongo hene na yetimi akokro mfimfin na ye Galamsey na Konongo hene wo hwe na Konongo hene yetu Galamsey no wo I mean mfimfin ekro mfimfin pa na Konongo hene na wo hwe se yentu Galamsey no ne esesase mrantie ba ko e ba ya o speaker na ha no kra de ya horo mu na hey em rough bia Galamsey ne yetiase o mo de excavator ba ko kra bofom se ko a load am yi no sika mo yi free no nya sika keto a. Don't come and deceive anybody because we understand mo operations are mo yetiase na ya kenkan homra no we know. That be the no ne besi ha wochina me ba me ma drone shot no ye wi aye ko bomfa ko ye adwuma e ho na party chairman ne be brabo he mummu ade se wo ba na wo pese be brabo ye ne enkofa 10,000 100,000 50,000 ne ma wonye premier ni kra wo ba betua bribe wo din sem woni ati say wakose forest mu ye nsem fu ati say wo ba ya no wo ba betua bribe 10,000 wo betua bribe 10,000 we have you on record. adeɛ no kura wo ba ye wo saase a wo ba no wɔsi o maami bi na ne nkwala bi yɛ adwuma hɔ na wɔn so mo akɔkye wɔn nipa baako enti wafrɛ me sɛ me mɛka bi ban adam say chema enye mistake enye rough ye nim sɛ wo na wo ye China for maako 10 ne kura efie na mo akɔbu diesel gallons more than 10 mo lodi ne mama a mo di gallons no abobo ya ne ba betwe de kɔ enwura nim na mo di yɛ adwuma ne nyina yɛ twa ne nyina na mo ti de ye next time ye ba na mo yes ade na ye betwa gya de atom excavators ni nyina mu bibia so ne ho ebesi de ebesi nasi wo kɔ court a ye beba court because there wo ye na ye illegality ye ba ye betwa gya fu na mo de ye adwuma na ye de gya betom excavator we are telling you bibia no ebesi because amomo di boni a emra no ma ye kwan say we should defend our nation with all the strength and the blood in us. Yɛnkyerɛ ma mu ninsɛ bɔ ne mfa ninsɛm fo san fa nkyerɛ ɔkyerɛ me ba wo voice ni nyina mɛbɔ enkomo bia ye ne odi ye nyi bi mfiri mfa bi nka ho ye de beto video na se bɔkɔ video ni bɔ ni nyina na wo voice ne so di akyire na ye wia ya bɔ odi ma Ghana fo ho ye de numbers atodwa sɛ wo mfrɛ no mo misa sɛ bomfa hɔ no wote hɔ a wo ye dɛn ɛde enti a wa wo de wo pa kɔ hyɛ bomfa ngura ni mu a wo sense ase no watwa nkrɔfo kɔ afu agu wɔno no wia ɔka kyerɛ sɛ o wa hyɛ akuafo ne bɔ sɛ wo ye de wo ye ni wia wo bedua me. A man who will take over 20 to 25 years. Adi business as chairman. Na some many benyi na wo da so tiase de. Osi o mentiase kra tiase fo be didi so. Look at the wicked mentality. Ame fonsi na menya adwuma mra na me ba wi a ye be ye adwuma. Enkrofo wo kroma Richard. Fu ya motoi Ghana fo me ka kire mo. Na be the document ni ba na sase no. Eye your friend is say Auditor General's report. I want to say free. 2 weeks ago, you know the incomo about NLA cross so still document by neighbor. But and crofobia or chromo yom wesika for woman in Sanche will be a criminality, a sumasi dready, and I am one with the pejo metis womu yard for until one would you know now chroma. One more lifted for our boss. One more the tanker cover for no. One more we are no more the cost supply. Edi amomo filling stations na wo Ghana ni wo pe fuel atwa wako filling station one wako tobi wo mo ekofa sa fuel na o man ni disika kraba no wo mo kofa wi a wo mo ntua all in the name of your party for wo mo akofa fuel na wo mo filling stations na ton fuel na wie no sika asese wo mo tua de ma aban wo mo ntua obi filling station ba ko de ka over 10 million Ghana cedis eso ne yete ya ne yesu se yi live in the betimi atwitwaje ye wono na kofafu wo no e de free boss for storage tanks di mu watonfu wo na wie e wo ne filling station no margins egugu su nyina no waje sika na de awie a esese wote margins ne de ma boss na wote NPA de ma no na de esese kwa aban ho na kwa aban ho saa nipa no kofa afu wo ne wie ye no Wantuaka. As why a Council of State member.
Kessben 92.9.
A Council of State member. Bako, your original, your friend is a chairman of the NPP. Ewa, it's the momentum for bed. What should I be banned? I'm the lesson, member. Over 40 oil companies, filling stations, and then I make a Ghana for Mubetias. Filling stations, and over 40 of them. Wamudu do not lift it. Or you only free boss to we are woman TSK be a mabai. Or in the name of your party for until your manager padiano, no the pen wako fan wako ton, no the ye tam. Sike was a qua by her, then qua by her. Why are we so wicked like that?
Kessben 92.9
I'm sure that's it. 40 after 8, Pepe, the year Juma was studio. Now, ya to Uncle Bodiani. So, free or Chinacono, a company's ringing a mellis you or Moya Gun and Yanko Honko Tofu. Tie, you be good sell you money because, dear one more and one more ball mine chromo. 40 companies, all your marketing companies, Miss Mon Country Woman. Mon Country, Mustafa Hamid. Na Mon Country boss, see what you need gradise. Okra bro for DB Mrefikra. Mecca in the Maka. Provenca, right? Okay. Mon Country, say over 40 OMCs, all your marketing companies, filling stations, say, what chrome ha. Boss margins are 1 dia 1 2 ma buy. Watching me ba me the 40 list, you know. Me body in straight. Me boa. Na ma bo company ni ready ne position or what NPP na ma boni nyina de atato na ma bisa say DNT a wakwa left oil e de free boss akoton de awie e de sika na gu ni bottom a won fa sika ne ma aban da wo mu wi a na wo mu ahye da gu company no enti filling stations bebre na egugugu no wo mu hyeda wo mu de business no mo ne nkrofo ache sika na di wo wi a no anu wo wie emra bi anche no bibia anye no wabo man ne ka wasɛn pam no ko na emamu hamu ho because me kai before me ba be kai makọ registrar general me fa oil marketing company na ma yes search company registration date with details director say what company ni so nyina ma ye ni nyina wo chena me ba me bo na me do company no profile with details no bi bia to so wo ye council of state member wo na utu o mampanyifo yet wo left oil la wo ntuaka ade o man we kra de mo bad some person mu tua bribe me si mu tua sika na ye beji me kama Ghana for ati nene but me nye kurasidi enko for 10,000 50,000 20,000 I'm bigger than that oh and you say oh why you ready so be tua bribe na ye jai wasem ka wo ba brani kasiem ma me sika bo me sika tua me kan sika na mani be ha kurase me be adwuma Kojo preko frame ya makache zi kojo me ko baabi me ho do me ntia no pa me ntimi mba enso me boa na me kan sika san bribe abetu ayenti wo betu enso a meka magana fo ate eti wo bank fa 10,000 na fu wo kra ya di free akoko no ngo no yetu ya sei hotels a ye ko de maduane a ye di emro wo 10,000 money miesa wo betu ya bribe ya tu ya premium fo de na ye gi ayaje enti wo twa me na wo de betre Ghana for say Mr. Speaker je bribe makato say amia na meje bibia nsi den ebesi no de 10,000 aba wo betu ya bribe nso wo bedia no as you remember 20,000 mama for 10,000 I say chairman na mu ade esa o journalist in fear and I'm bigger than them Boni amudi nti da bia mo ne ahoto Ana ma che te say
Mr. Speaker bibia boko na wonso e
bibia fine
nyame adom ye ko
aka meje ya nka no pewu ba ye wo wie ya na kama why with the amount so premier sa de bono na aye kama ba mi nti ado be je
ye chia Ghana fo nyina wapomudin so hwefo AA Sadik Herbal Center enen so ya san trans bi onum se na ejoda eja no so se ya na ye nso ye de no abeta to na nyina ne se wapomudin ho enkomo ne ba betwehwe na watwe mu nkomo no senior Mr. Speaker ni jana so no o se ya ne ten ne san de agbanwa kase no ema no na anopai nkomo a me ne wo ebedi free AA Sadik Herbal Center ene se empempi no eya ne ye mu bebre no ye ni wo ye nipadua so echen ene ma ekoso e wo nipadua mu nti se nipadua ni mu no kwa no boy kokwa eya ne entamfa ya adwen enkoso nya ye di akoye mu nya ye nom ene niema bi a wose ye ne ye hweso ye me nipadua ndi ye ye ntanya ne mu no nya ye de sra ye ho ne niema bi ye de toto ye ho am ye nipadua no aye fama amanfo akamfo no eno ene hia ye nti se ade boy kokompo a eya ya adwen tankoso AA Sadik Herbal Center ya fatu ye ho so se abribia no apomudin no ye behwe so amawo sempo no wunwuma doso na wure fi wabra woni padua ne bo kokwa ye de ye betwa ben abribia na ya twe wadwen siso na anyabia no ye bisa wo se na watwi mu ni padua bo kokko no ensenchane be na wunhu ye wanhu se uti pai wo pa wanhu se uti fa no e wo hono metimi dwao onti ase aye on and off ekọ na aba afei wanim dua ye titiriti uso usumse ya umfele uwo hona wo kasa na wano toto umfele se wano ekya kobinkum anase ekya banifa wo ho no ma wo feel vibration e wo side wo koda no da yen so so anopa no wo ne se wo mu ayedudu as a cement bag saa ne yen nyina kire se entinye wo se moja no edi mu afurusani e ma mframa papa bi e fam me koni padua ni mu e ma wo dua si so no entini mo sisi enti yade e fe se stroke ene ebo kokko no entra o ma sa yade e fa wo nkonse do kwabrare ti wono na na ase atatai wo bi ti wo na na ase ti me hye no se ne yaso jaguri na ase no e bi ti me keka ko wie se ya tuna duro so na nya dutuo entini mo sisi moja ni ntimi ni afurusani ye stroke yade ene ebo kokko no na yei na adom akyade nyankopon edi adom Dr. Penny awoda AA Sadik Herbal Center no Dr. Sadik efra no brani no time haban no wonya Flexon 600 adro nwa waso a ebo ho ban efri stroke yade ho ne no mo nya den enya nyon enti se wonya bi na se no no mo a woni stroke yade to nkwante amapai obi a wonte Flexon 600 nka wonya stroke ni binom enya de se betra ma yade yi ede wa konse da botu ekitami sa wo hwem wo TV so sa wo hwem wo Facebook ba bia wo teme nka bia no Flexon 600 bottle no ma wonsa enka bi nom emako enai peto aso na stroke yade ne se ne ho ye den ne wabubu wagu a inshallah entinim be washe na moja bi afusani ye na be sore waka Flexon 600 ma wonsa enka bi na no mo ho ban enfi stroke yade ho afen so e boost immune system no e support wa brenya bribia nti se wo no sa nro we ya yade ho ni padua no kwa na wo dwane enya de a obetimi age wa boso da Flexon 600 e wo ho e de ma wo bibiara se wo benom na wo de abobo ho ban entra wo ma stroke yade no e ma wo so ansa na wa pese dribi eyadre tosifie wabanom be manom wudidi wi anopa no wanom wudidi wi anwumna no wanom se de be ya be bo ho ban every stroke yade ho se Flexon 600 heba me syasiasi nko ade enya ade se yade friend stroke obenya bi da na no me kan se Dr. Kwame Appiah se yade akese miensa na se sedi ni pediesie e wasasi so se eye stroke cancer any kidney disease na sabe yade we ye kase wanya mu ba ko pempo a wanye obefa bag akwa abafada enu ti na me kan for Flexon 600 online no wonsa ayetitriti unti mu twetwe utimu se niema nkoyie wo heart palpitation wo hono ma wakoma no e vibrate e wo so kikikikim na se ne ye beti ato yem na e kire wo se e moje wo se entino enya na e supply body ni nyina no enkoma bi nso akoma no enti e bokoko wanye stroke yade e na ekofa bro Flexon 600 e ye duro bebo apa ma wonsan ka bi afei elephant herbal Mr. Kutia Koko elephant herbal Mr. wo bi akoko ahya wo ho achepa enfie du enfie aduno no wo se wo ye Thomas Ndifa wo de bra na enema trans yema elephant herbal Mr. ni bi enonom na hwese sa koko no e bekoso no wadiesi a koko yo ba ko mo aye friend hemorrhoid sabi manu semina so efifi ye kokobu mu na edam se twedi amponyanko bo nipa na mfa sa de na ntre kokobu mu ntino entime nsi ho abibia be kwa jana bia so no na apai na edi moja da nam na ahehye bi ho so many years amakwa brane trans ya won so rekonya no so no na sabi ne 12 hemorrhoid yarebo ni pa se wo ma won saka elephant herbal mesha any Sadik powder sadre be tuo hawo ya sia ekwa ensa ma biom elephant herbal mesha no eno an ya dada no e dia ye Sadik powder ne yenua no mo a wo mo wa mono ne ena wo no share say yenye ne powder e ma wo mo na wo bia kokwa piepio ni padua ni nia fifiri wani ase kokko no ebi ho pa ebetime twe ten na etuatua kwabra na to se wonya Sadik powder ni bia hwiegu ade so nefa ensuo kakra efra fa sa wa fa nefa tare so pa ade kikire so enya mene pa won sane no na koko atu afiri ho yetu amanfo de da eye elephant herbal mixture and Sadik powder wo bia koko how to be pusa wani sa wo hono mo na wo kwan ku ominimu obi wo no makoko nti enka kra wo nanum asabi wo kasa na ade animguase e na ebre no koko ya ade ase tran utirimu a wo hawa de bebre no enya sem kuma wadro eye elephant herbal mixture and have a Sadik powder yenum so kra da and ye de elephant ointment buy so be kaya 30 years ni akire ni ye elephant ointment e ya de da so tiase wa poso twehwe so nya bisra wa de ho ebia nso wanya kwansia mre bia twam ma sunsunsanso aba ma wonsa enka elephant ointment wabobo ama wonan mabu a eye elephant ointment tete elephant ointment a ye ma menye papa no modum mpani mfie so asebe mo nkotodwe mu ahuhu no se wonya bi na de srasra okotodwe no so a pe roba ye de brodo hwemu yi bi fitali bi fa chekere so na wo de chekere so a ento se wonsane no nyame ni penti ahode beba na kotodwe ne mu ahuhu no ahode bebam na obesore waka anante Flexon 600 elephant herbal mixture ne Sadiq powder and elephant ointment dura Sadiq herbal center diaba wadwaman so babia Ghana fana babia wodi wani kira obenya bi yen yankasa de ya kire kwan Mori Junction Tobut Cape Coast kwantimpo no so Frayen 0241 53 511 0241 53 511 and as 0557 99 77 97 0557 99 77 97 what do we need to work as drug lane Kobedia Enterprise Kingswalk Herbal Rupash Herbal, Tinated Herbal, and Hellos Herbal, and ring now Honomwa Ubenyabim, Tama Aya Little George Pharmacy, Ashaman Ekus Pharmacy, and Koko Hillside Pharmacy, Kumase Kwalenak Herbal, Misty Herbal, Apidang Herbal, Freddie Men's Kewo, and Mama Becky, Ho Aya Abetsam, Takwa Owasa Bidrofie, Bogosu Aya Unique Herbal, Sunyani Greenlight Pharmacy, and Cap Herbal, Masom. Aguna swedru Lincoln Pharmacy. Lincoln Pharmacy wudi wani chire hono mo a obenya ye nro nyina to na mo pendo so puatu Kumase ne importem nyina no mo mfre Mama Becky 0244 750 510 0244 750 510 kai se stroke ya de betwe wo kra kwanse do pa de lalai Sadiq Herbal Center yenwa your friend Flexon 600 hono kodia monti entra ho ma yade ni mpo mansa na wapebia nom per Flexon 600 na no na obenya wire sa se ye kokon so dia na ne elephant herbal mixture ene Sadiq powder ene bedi wasema ma wo na bi so se waposo na etwetwe wo dia na elephant ointment yenre wadwama so ba bia ma wonsan ka bi se ne ya hye obo se edwo da bia pankase yeso ya ba betra so ne watwetwe wapomudi ho nkomo no ene de na ha ne de besie na adomdom ye ne a da se ne yetenkwamu a ya besan hia ema ya de nku san se eduru ewo ho nyankopon sham
ya me sha won so da answer so sheku Sadiq Herbal for adope ye da boss adope me da se
what surprise me
what surprise
Ghana School of Law for the Omunya Modina, who did you Japan? I'm surprised. Oh,
I'm surprised.
That's what I mean. See there. Bibia be fine. You so here Bibia there we.
Boy, yeah.
Nyankopon pa, say Nyankopon pa be October. Na Bibia ye hwese Bibia be yi. Say train was to da odne ho ekosi ode wusia na ode tete na ode asiesie. To da ne de ho akosi kakra na yakopenim de ne kakra ye dai aka ho. Na nyesa wokasa na se wokasa kwa yeso wokasa mu yeduo na etimi ma esunsu paba eba oman no eda ache ne mpuntu nyina so enti we de Kenya se ye di tudwa eso
ebe anam kan
menwa waka
kwazi easy o easy kra no moya de hese ebe kwa akosi awie papa amen kamo na ministry to say minister want to say
yes adom minister ho ye Dr. Oseduchum na Ministry of Education so bibia ekoso ko sebio se wo hwe mse aban no ahoden no kesepa no so gina enwomasua enti abribia no obia so hwe se de enwomasua broni beka say the impact of education on socio-economic transformation because minua oman bia etumpon bia no ne fapem kase nyina enwomasua de bia meka say yenya about even 60% or 40% of your population no move to minya womasua ntete ya even up to the tertiary level eno mabu wa ntiminya me buy galamsi asema wokan how are usi assess no out here you are able to weigh the impact on your socio-economic transformation whether say dey be kwe ni man say dey be echi no sebio bru the enwumasua when nyano so will help you to better appreciate the issues.
Exactly.
And the uko was a 10,000 when day because they insult yeah the amount because we share the impact of galamsey on your community, your society. Now her 10,000 said you brubako for obeja botoma and for so be anya the emaso.
Kessben.
So you so no ebi obi a said you only be a toy no credit no the best kind of because so unya nwumasua ema dache papa ema fapem papa nti no ebu okra you are not able to be compromised nti enwumasua dey all over the world. It is something that Van say and only the pivot for attaining socio-economic transformation, and Ghana too has been also, I mean, in the limelight when it comes to nwumasua. Na yeah, by Ministry of Education, adia make us say aban the campaign near by Ghana for Gini too on the buy. One of them has to do with nwumasua.
Yeah, free education.
Yes, free education. But the me person me can our videos mo bia ti ase ne say enye se bio free education kwa ho enkomo na fan say anase eho anamoto nkwa na ban ya de etu. We share even at the basic school level, foundational learning ban ya ye normal bebre o. Na at the junior high schools level so no ya restructure the junior high schools level no so. Okay. We free what aban no a promise be a friend no free senior high school. No way in aban manifesto no promise be a friend STEM education. But the STEM education is why they abeka home. Was it TVET crowd and near Kazu a bit TVET mukin a bit TVET mukin, but then the TVET is an institution on his own. Okay. So I know so I must second up curriculum assessment and money idea benina complementary education in Canada more friend non-formal. And the teacher professionalization, teacher development, na enkomono nyina fapem ne say when we talk about education and as education as having an impact on the socio-economic transformation, the conversation should not be about say a free SHS and no.
Okay, as I say, a comprehensive.
I say comprehensive because oko at the basic school level now, even kindergarten, there has been aggressive revolutionization of the kindergarten space. Oh, kwabenya sa ultramodern KG on Musi or that is the new model KG LCA day because those are smart KG classrooms. The tablet no money are they that is the new order the BID home common because Dr. said we are in the fourth industrial revolution. Na fourth industrial revolution, a woman exactly. Na you are using the fourth industrial demand. And no na minya kwenya na me call MPP manifesto no. Na me hwe Dr. Baumia ade a me na me kasem betra ha no. Se me so ba be di papa no ho dance no. Me hwe MPP manifesto no say within the fourth industrial revolution no. Yes. One of the pivot wa e also ya dese son man no e da achi yan machine because the first industrial revolution no na we are seeing na steam engines ni ade no propelling steam engines for industrialization. The second industrial revolution came with electricity. The third industrial revolution also came with computers. Okay. But no na Africa, the third world countries were not part. But within the fourth industrial revolution, artificial intelligence, robotics, 3D imaging, and on na na and when you listen to the vice president, he has been talking about digitalization. And not just any digitalization, we will use education to drive the digitalization. And at the basic school level, we've introduced the smart kindergarten schools, so no more any other. Now, at the back also, even at the basic school level, no, very significant. I was saying in because the case I'm making when I said the premise was say the MPP government or we are the Ministry of Education, our achievement is not the free senior high school. My remember one test case at the basic school level. If it be literacy level, at the basic level. Yeah, at the basic level. Say ubetimi akenkan because a woman nyina na fapem kese na ho ade nyina akenkan. Na year 2015 o man nyina ye so hwe bi e de tese o manfo no ana adesuafo no wono mo akenkan se de be e de edru. Would say only 2% of primary 2 students na need to make kenkan bro for Gaza. Now o man 2% or primary 2 and it making kind or do primary 3 the same 2% na neko primary 4 the same 2% na neko and you are having a country about 98% of nkwara on free class 2 on mo kan na we the we bobra e de na tese be ma ngumesua bi atima tumpo ama benya nsunsu aso o man that so but just 2022 ye bi 38% of primary 2 learners native making kind. It is all TBB national standardized test and money there. So let's say in terms of literacy level, we as a country has been able to improve significantly when it comes to be at literacy level. Of course, infrastructure developments also at the basic schools level. Maybe okwa half of my basic schools and near there. But make a way, me the basic school there ni basic no. Yeah. But let me draw attention to something very significant. When it comes to infrastructure development, even though at the basic schools level, we also admit that there is a very huge gap. Because, I mean, you did in Komo, schools under trees, but then we perceive first, so a chile schools under trees, I buy beer anywhere or sorry, say, what schools under trees, and that's what I born tabo, where to say be a mimicroma santiacham domiabra. Yeah. Na sebi bri or domiabre, a beer SDA 4 person munyo musku, Methodist 4 person munyo musku. Presby 4 person munyo musku. I feel over here I saw the back also be also what Pentecost for so musede in your musku. And these schools, as part of a more community support, no more structures. Now or their status school. Now we say Presby for so you cry and quara no more main chrome to no more support structures, no their status school. And he said Domia Branquan, you can even imagine NGOs, churches. And even sometimes the community themselves coming together to say one more class or status school. Maybe I call their lay blocks akra, mzon kwara no bia maybe o monante ba ne muchi no mercy. And these are schools that at some point government have to intervene. Okay. Because be I say come on teachers. Yeah, so more teachers. Be a my textbooks I say come on teaching learning materials so the more be. And the more we say schools you be brave through hon, the more other communities are also engineering same schools because the communities are also expanding. Okay. And when you want to measure government infrastructure wise, particularly at the basic school level, you measure with input to the ACOM. But offer the general scope say, oh, there was 6,000 schools under trees, the 6,000 schools under trees, and one that's what because I buy
because see, and what it means is that you don't mean to us here because there is always a growing demand, and Crawford would want to expand. The American what he has here.
You bet. That is why Minister for Education, Dr. Duchunmo, about with a very bold solution. Okay. Particularly when you look at our junior high schools now, spring up now. So what they are doing is say, anka sa schools under trees, say 100 and I fancy be a communities over be a Miami Chrome Domiabran, the example. Yes. If you have about 7 of them,
7 basic schools.
7 basic schools, okay. This time around, in say can be see 7 amount be a 7 different structures among. What you do, you say you get a location a very proximal to all the community members.
Central point.
Yes, central point. Then you put up what you call the model junior high schools. Okay. Because model junior high schools, averagely, you will share the components in a 2-story building classroom. One more administration area, one more sick bay, one more offices, one more staircase ramp, support to say disability, mechanized borehole, no money at the gated. Is what is going to do? Say, Sanka buying ABC different schools. About 7 different schools, what the Americans are buying, see the 7 different schools. They also are buying computer laboratories.
And schools.
Apart from computer laboratories, say first also biology lab also be schools in say Sigway also be schools in say Bia in terms of even transportation also be schools in. But this time around, when you are able to just produce one significant building, the model junior high schools then you are able to cover those 7 schools. Okay. And this will be...
It is more of a cluster.
Yes.
And Yabat district, Yafa Ebia electoral areas bear 5.
Yes.
Anka ordinarily electoral area be one the basic school.
Yes.
Yafa say from primary to
JHS, yes.
Good. Now you see one big facility.
Yes, one big facility.
And all the 5 electoral areas.
Yes.
And when I'm but baby I be CS baby a munche downwa. Eti we free ho ba we free here ba wo mu nyina atimi be share.
I don't know yesi bi wo dwaben model schools no.
Okay.
Dwaben bi wo. Because so we share the whole idea say if you want to tackle for instance schools under trees. Now over 6,000 schools under trees.
Yeah.
That ben na see school down akoma 6,000 every. Meanwhile, if you do be the mathematics you can just do these model schools, for instance, be about 500 of them to be able to clear those 6,000 schools. Okay. So, I mean, in terms of even the economic turnaround, it's more economically prudent to be able to have these
in terms
schools.
Of spending.
Yeah, in terms of spending.
But have we equally thought of the population? Remember those cluster of schools now, because a amalgamation of individual schools and the together. So how do we ensure, sustenance in terms of the school's population? Say ABI say Methodist Primary A, one more student be 200. The other side is will be 200. Facility, will it be able to cater for all the numbers?
Kessben.
Oh, maybe me send it back to Richard na or the
okay.
Because Osha, these are 2-story building. Even number of laboratories in Kwa 5.
Okay.
Or administrative area, or health office and then the secretariat, or office, or library, or staff common room, or washrooms, or friend say make us a mechanized borehole, and or some elevated tank could be or the best supporting that. So these are very huge building.
Okay.
In terms of its space, it should be able to, for instance, you are looking at about 12 different schools. And my friend said you are doing away with all those 12 schools. Now, make us say the bottom line. They say, I don't know if they say, okay, say 12 different schools. You could see a beer mobia. Unti fa library come. Unti fa computer science lab in the income. Unti fa biology lab and answer all these 5 laboratories in the income. So it makes sense. Say you rather get a very big structure with big space, multi-purpose structure. At every point these students can take advantage of it. So yes, we've done a lot of studies and we've come to the conclusion say instead of say see just different schools, it's rather makes sense say we see Bako, then you do away with it, and that is a way of
it makes
tackling.
A lot of sense. I was only asking of again numbers,
Yeah, obviously.
Numbers, will be catered for.
Yeah, obviously.
What you say?
Yeah, obviously.
The population, in terms of growth, definitely a bit costly. But yemra the senior part, you say schools in the senior high school for the Chowasi, right? Almost sure was okay. And that aspect, any issues are a border or the current models and so on. Modiabano, Mehudia Moya won't cry, Hano, but Efe. Mamincho and no kakra na afe yamra the other one.
Senior high school, I think the conversation, me every time I situate it within these 3 very foundations and that perspective. Because you can't mention they be an efapim and no mammy. One has to do with access, the second has to do with quality, and the third has to do with relevance. That is the impact of education now. Okay. Now, Oshe even quality component now. Say yatro wasi so here be brave, but Osha data available no. Only 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. And you are having students more than 50% of
the
pass mark in all core subjects.
Okay.
So, and these are products of the free senior high school spaces, for instance, policy. Over 2022-2023 year group squad, more than 60% of the candidates are obtaining A1 to C6 in all core subjects. So, in terms of the quality outcome, is unmatched.
Yes,
but let's look at, for instance, something like enrollment. Enrollment, you take a year like, for instance, 2013, 261,598 students were enrolled, representing 74.3.
Okay.
Yemfa be and the FNC be a watchery, but for year bit is a 2016. 2016, out of 420,000, you post to be placed, only 308,000 enrolled. But yeah, first had data to compare to, for instance, 2023, which was just last year. 593,250 students were placed in schools. 504,729, representing 85.1% were enrolled. Which means when you talk about accessor, akwanya emu abie ama nipa bebree nya akwanya yede ekọ na the more onu mu ekọ na you are also making sure that there is the component of quality, and that is where enya institution so papa yede ewo man so abribia no na nkomo no nyina akoye say ye increase access all over the world anka quality so yede ete.
Yeah.
But in the case of Ghana has been able to defy the odds, or let me say defy gravity, and defy what has been proven all over the world. Why are we saying that? When you increase access, there is so much pressure on the amenities and the teaching and learning materials and facilities. But in the case of Ghana, we did something very novel. And today I want to state on this platform, no BRT as I say, double track, and near it is not a bad thing. Double track was rather a messiah. The reason I can say double track was an innovative response. At the same time, we ensure quality, you are also ensuring that there is also access. Because what do you mean by that? So inquire mako 100,000.
Okay.
Now but 100,000 you could square. Would you rather say oh, and you made the pass Maakye ba no man move 50,000 at Trafi? And I say you will bring an innovative response, say oh, and you be this season. Maybe so at this season. So that at the same time, instead of first you have about 60,000 students no more school. This time around, we 50-50. In terms of the teacher to student ratio, you are able to get teachers or because the same and also at the same time you are also able to recruit more teachers or also about so the double track was an innovative response and then even though you see say you need double track within the concept of the gold and the green, but what we do have in say within a particular year group form 2 from 1 for a school now from 3 for the advocate from 3 for from 2 for school now from 1 for the advocate, and that is about
and not the confusing parents, because most often they're not, because parents they just a colonial school 1 month, no a better for 2 months, and no rush now, no anything, because most of the parents NTSC and they teach you one was senior high school.
And I make her say
yeah,
a bino start say the double track policy na those tracking system.
Okay.
And those tracking system, they were not, all schools in there. Currently, 65% of senior high schools don't even run the double track at all.
Okay.
They're in Canada with gold. And then say green, so account. And the gold for no qua, the green for no say the echo. And within a particular year group, say from 1 for any from 1 for no year day. Half of
green track and
half of qua. Say in the and the new hobby.
Okay.
Say in the from 1 for from 1 for in a day, school. From 2 for from 2 for in a day, school. From 3 for from 3 for in a day, school. So within a particular year group, and ya che mumu na ebiko na ebitifi no saa de nya de eni obi so double track within that context but what we do have is say ebi a form 1 and form 2 for the omo school.
Okay.
Omo school na form 3 for day amakwan. Form 2 ni form 3 for school but ebi na form 1 for day amakwan. So technically the double track system is not there.
Is to give or give the opportunity for more space and
yes, because you see, even if when you want to technically talk about space, Ghana as a country, we don't really have a problem with space.
Okay.
The challenge allocating the whole space thing has to do with the fact that people have the opportunity to make a choice on which senior high school they want to go. So, and to be able to school to say you may have spaces there, but be able precisely go on. Na space near the so because of people having the option to select say school in America, and when the person is eligible and qualified, they also didn't because if you look at the number of vacancies that were declared by senior high schools and the number of students that we placed them in schools, the number of vacancies in more than 600,000, but the placement was around 500,000. So which means we have an excess of 100,000 spaces to crack a But it's because of the regime that we practice.
Most of them, then your preferred choice of the students.
Of the students.
Okay.
So how do you go by it? And again, we've introduced something very productive and very significant, particularly with the introduction of the STEM schools. Because all the STEM schools in the bar, again, is a way of also decongesting even
the category
A schools, because the same schools are also category A schools, very standard schools, even facilities, because we are having about 36 classrooms. You are having 12 science laboratories. Some of the video by more sick bay, more our more administrative, for head teachers, bungalow staff, bungalow near there. So it's also even in a way infrastructure, because I mean people have even argued say one STEM school, if you want to even translate into senior high schools, one here you may get about 2 or 3 different senior high schools. Because if you look at infrastructure, is something I'm going to I mean, in terms of back to what I'm saying, in terms of double track, double track was more or less at the Bonnie Bino. Na best the facts and the data that we have in terms of the outcome that we have from the WASI results, does not support it. So we have been able to defy the odds. We have been able to get more students into school at the same time, also ensure the quality.
Yeah. Very well. My main branch na rapidly up then schools no basic ones I feel no baby, right?
So me so teacher so what's no mobile.
Okay, me who say more post new timetable be I don't know how it is but me say me who na me kai enfamo but I had 92.9 many menu akwasi kwache ana ADM komo one ye customer for the Ministry of Education ana anope yene no ADM komo. But currently kwasi what is happening now, especially with the free education going forward, what is the agenda going to be? Emrana na mo hwehwe no abamra hye bedwama na your take on it na yen fancy.
Emra?
Yes, I'm talking about the free SHS bill, the proposed one.
Free SHS is not a bill quite it's something that has been tabled before Parliament for consideration, of which when Parliament deliberates on this now one more pass here, then one can say maybe now coming to a full act. It was at the cabinet level.
Okay.
And and it was just a policy proposal. I call cabinet. Now names Nkufo say free senior high school bill because the government was afraid they said of course, I mean when it comes to the general comments of both parties on the free SHS, Ghana 4 has already formed their decision.
Okay.
Now, the buy, we are there, so the only in or no which my your asset, the other day, a buy. But it wasn't a free SHS bill, it was a secondary education bill.
Okay.
Yes, it was just a review of it because what we are seeking to do is not necessarily to say,
protective free SHS as a policy.
No. But one, we are trying to redefine what we call basic education to include secondary education.
Okay.
Because we share the GS for Education Act now. It defines basic school up to only the primary level.
Okay.
But
from junior high school.
Yes, from junior high school, senior high school. The junior high school, which is the high school component now. We have to really give meaning and purpose to a high school component. And unfortunately, we've decoupled the junior high school now what is being defined as basic school up to the primary level. Because and they will call basic school within the context of the definition of the act now. It includes junior high school education.
Exactly.
And the high school component, it is only in the case of Ghana and a high, yate high ni biya day. So the high school component, the real high school of 6 years, in practical terms, now than 3 years.
Yeah.
Because we only give effect to the senior high at the neglect of the junior high. So what this act is seeking to do is that one, we have to redefine basic education to include up to the senior high school level. So the way I cast work with school. Basic education. That's why there were proposals and arguments about CAEB, CAED, because what it means is that you have a continuous assessment instead of GHS. This time around, which might be senior high.
Okay.
Because GHS said, "Krumha, you cannot prepare the
police."
Then the police go on you, on you. And what we are just trying to do is to give more meaning to what we call the a friend say basic education. So of course, when you talk about basic education, already there is free compulsory universal basic education, right?
Yeah.
There's also the senior high school education. So when these two comes to join, now indeed you've redefined what indeed should constitute basic education. Then the fact that it's also free, you then legislate it to also make it more, I mean, a friend say formidable. And that's something that you need to say yes, indeed. A buyer in free amount at the basic school level, a buyer in free amount even at the high school level, and right now the high school now the basic education has been redefined to include senior high schools there. Then it's compulsory for BSc or TME. So it's not necessarily say a buyer per se, and even indeed, granted that is even the case, a buyer per se protective free SHS can be a broker. At the
very well, but the current state of our education, brighter. And going forward, Ghanaians will get to understand and then actually benefit from the hard work of President Akufo-Addo and the Minister Ora Education. Was it your to on
the mechanic say the abaya sasie ede ngomesua ye no wi ase bebia meka say ngomesua na esese oman bia da chene ne mpuntu particularly TVET institutions me the no see TVET institutions are near oman no before aban ba no we had about 35 different institutions. Actually, there were 19 institutions under 35 different ministries and sectors, which really did not add up. As I speak with you, TVET institutions, we have 225 TVET institutions. One minute currently implementing free SHS. So if you look at the gains in the area of free SHS, in the area of TVET education, in the area of, for instance, STEM. And then we are talking about using digitalization to revolutionize your mind. I mean, all these shows say, in terms of the future that we have with regards to educational outlook, we have foundational learn at the foundation level. They are buying on it only makes sense. Say, you bois a buying for continuity. We are not saying say, me, for instance, I don't even agree that NDC has the powers to cancel free SHS. It will even be at their own political cost. But in terms of implementation, they never believe in it. So they don't have the credibility to be able to handle it well. So if we look at how we are restructuring the junior higher education, if we look at STEM education, if we look at TVET revitalization, curriculum assessment, at the complementary education level, there are a lot of reforms. So more recently, one student, one tablet, and then one teacher, one laptop. So one student, one tablet. Over 1.4 million students will be the digital aspect of education. I mean, particularly repositioning Ghana's education to be able to fit into the fourth industrial revolution. This government deserves a continuity. And until I stress our foreign Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia na abandon team continue the good works that is doing in the areas of education. Now that is the only way or minor at that and in soon so be day.
But as you can see, I'm grateful. Records you can see Kasama for Edema. So yeah, and we will see us. I pay Benino and MDM. But just saying, so mommy said, and Jumaya Kobi pay Jumaya for na Utiemi cleaning a Jumay or when him dear. When you be a wobeya and they pe cleaners ewo airport about one more ababeya juba entimpacho when ije ho a obefre 0534 151497 say when ije ho say obeye cleaning a juba ewo airport pacho numbers ni friend when you more any nkobo 0534 151497. After when did you say obey security personnel, your mouth free accommodation and the feeding, and the other bedding in ano ekam. One when did you say secretary Juma Mubenya be aye, macho and a company ba kwaba. What fan crofo and may security and the secretary job and pay but anyway here said now one so phone number see na 0534 151497 0534 151497 now when you want more many dreams fertility clinic for ending komo na awo hon komo de ayana eyepa the padodo bebre na de say aba be problem oba any bema pacho or how etimeba na esi wawo ho ekwan anope ba me emma wo mo ache na memma wo mo akwaba ma me ma ache.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, man, I'm to say.
Yeah,
fine. Oh,
yes,
that's right. Chief, my chair to say.
Akrame Joso. Nyame adom boko.
Dims for who ye. Oh,
adom nti. Ene mo Bible bibia kama.
Na me temo nka na ache me hu mu ha ache. Nyame hia mu sa no pe mo ba. Na me nim se mo ba de nkomo bebre na no e wo ho. Mama, ma me nsa se feel so. Ana me nsa se feel no so.
Right, baby ah.
Ma me nsa se feel mo me so na wono no eni nkomo mia no maye. Mama, ma me nche.
Thank you. Dreams Fertility Clinic ena yasaba be PM wa ha sei. Na said de bia ye ka no awo ene how titro a ewo aware mu. Enti ye baya ya de ahodo a ana se problem ahodo a e man ni face ni mema ni face a enti nyinsa na e ma no aha ena me ba bi di hu komo sesi a enti ebia ne se mabobo bi so for the time being ebi ni te se obu ho a block tube ana se wakoya IVF anyi ana so fibroid cyst in the uterus ye with different problems. Yeah, a man be one ni tubes are blocked, obo on so ana miscarriaging hand obo on so irregular menses. Ni nyina esi a friends a walk quite. And a man on so the and so you be di hun komo kakra low sperm counts be maybe or the boss who cray ye. Enti no sa no or say oba a clinic or ban any treatment na wo be man so ye ma won so treatment said be ya with me jina so na what animal ba no nti ene em said e be di hu nkomo pa e fibroid aha if ru ane de call e mema no so ene e ma no
Kessben.
Ba mi tio
right me de na matudwa se na be ya obi ti lorry mu na se ope awo ho pomasibre a obetimi afana manual number no e 0599
0599
555 220 0599 555 220 and 0597 180 034 0597 180 034 intimidate kraka mama de no ye na ma no fa Dreams ye special clinic ye I just say family clinic enti ade be ma wabusua ani jabam aware na ani je bebam obema ani oba bitima hia ma akwara bam no eno nti na dreams ehia enti sane odi kan no oba bi wo no mu a ombudi nsa obi wo no mu under 30 years obi ko 25 years ombudi nsa for a very long time obi wo obu ba kopa emba biem the whole month no obu nsa ba kopa asi emba ni nyina ye niama esi awo kwan ena ye o mema ni bi wo no so ono obi anyem be 10 years ago and I go school only obi abortion and na bibi just so am the confidence on there or a possible so be but ye will be a timisi kwan ma emfa so wa open awo ho kwa beti in two Fred dreams are ye obebuki appointment na ya ma oda obeba nti ho ye mba ho no mo fa aka no aba abegu bebre doctor pese onya abotre na onko aha nti the whole day no otimi hwe nipa mienu ana ba kope se na be ye obenya abotre amamo na ya hwe niama tochi ma onipadua ni mu na dreams ade ba koya kono ni se a UK based clinic ayede abagana yes so a natural medication na wo UK na yede abagana enti se obekọ abrochiri se okopa awo no yede afi abrochiri abagana enti oba dreams ya awo de on san fa ho problem ni nkofie bio ade ba ko pe si awo ho kwan dreams ni se ebia woni kunu ana woni obi a oni ni behia na mawo but dreams there is possible enti mommy bebie mu irregular menstrual issues no eni Rebecca wasem kakra na mensa fa na mani ntudwa bio na number no 0599 555 220 0599 555 220 and 0597 180 034 0597 180 034 Timomi
my minchio ewo back when our boss irregular menstruation yes and afei fibroid you know mamintio eno ho kakra e dey na kofa saa how you know edema
fire edidie
Kessben
bibiti say fibroid ni si awo obebia or fibroid so we need fibroid and actually say when you are the age of 60 if you 60 kono say your friend say hormones no echo down nti enya de a obawu biemu dia then fibroid nso shrink obabi obuni nsa bia na so wo na awo bremu no fibroid na yase fibroid kroya nso na sa mankrofo nya miscarriaging obi nyimo a obetuma akasa bia be eco 6 months no wapon na nyinsen asei esei a enya infection esei eye miscarriaging no the causes are miscarriaging no infection enye the problem eye fibroid chrono fibroid no eda wo yemu a te say de wonyem pepepe obu an efura ye kakraka wo feel movement te say akwala dem te to no na ema ne fa no mutimi e de deceive mema say wonyem enso wonyem fibroid ete say nyinsa pepepe wi humoja na say grow no no so da ye frunum say komodo ana homete nti aduane bi wo ho a say oba ye clinic me make sure say unni say aduane no undi a fibroid no so be shreting say de be kofom anyway fibroid no na mpese me piepie mu emprepi no e man fa obu wo ho a na odu mi ka no akwakoye fibroid operation ukoye fibroid operation upa akoye ene every 6 months e kono be say grow santi oba ye twa obaako mienu miensa awode awo ento ye funu no mu biemu da because a liver scar tissue e wa awode enum ti prepi no me kire e ma ne se in fast kan wa wude onyame ase se de be ya oba ye hwa e be ma wadura e be shrink fibroid no naturally na wetima fa nyinsen eno ye better than so bakwakoye operation wan hwe ekura na akwakoyi awode ani nyina afiri woyem nti ekoyi free mu adase untime emfa nyinsan biem nti fibroid no ya ade adi ema no hwamo pa nti ye ma ehu treatment na akire waduane eni kwase wudie so follow nko ade a fibroid no be shrink naturally no wetima fa nyinsan ye simple wunyinsan so a wotanya miscarriage no so a sa fibroid kroya nso ne koyi nyinse no adekrenti America sa ne say fibroid no absorb humoja na baby no so ono so da yafunu no ono so twu humoja the combination of two no fibroid no wo upper hand ya ono timi conquer sa nyinse no bia wafa no foforo no enti na ema ne fa akola bi wo ho baby bi wo ho obetimi survive sa ko bia 6 months 5 months na say the reason why I say no ye akola no a woda ye from wonya enough oxygen and fun grow into more na afede you know will give up na say nyinsa na say it a farm miscarriaging ho de ukobe bia doctor bia be catch us minimum the crop by normal enya normal fibroid no na esi ema no ekwai
mama me da say bring into me yemfa location no any numbers into dwabie
right into location e Tema community 22 masana me di ka kan no ofra ye no be ma time any day a e be possible be share doctor o ba na ono ho ka for ukunu na o yere na mo abom na maba unya kwan na ba ko be di kan abanso no problem ti number no 0597 225 388 0597 225 388 and 0597 225 389 0597 225 389 inti ufra ebe ma ode anytime a ube be share doctor na awo ho asem ne de say udi bedu dreams nko ade ya say on zamfa nko bio
be da say mom Shamamina was saying, I don't pay now. I'm fast than be my Mascon Estate Ghana Limited. I don't pay Mascon 4 tons as papa and the amount. But just a wood hear me now. Will pass as here to pay the amount to Chibia no any home. But your answer no, I will chopoli, I won't cry her. I don't pay the obeying no, and it's a 1 year EBD and come 1 year 2 and a more above. The Bejo Sony Ashe. That one so as I see Bia will pay Bia in large acres, you know, get to me at the amount. Say, open your trap, but your war a year. Spinters Road Community 18 Junction, any Allied Filling Station, and a EDM Shani will pay for you on 0553 840 646 0553 840 646 and after 0553 838730. That we need in the Amema Executive Prostate Center for a chain, Namema Womo Aquaba. Doc Martin.
Yeah, near Bibia Boko, dear.
Boko, now was right.
Yam Bibia Boko.
BBI fine.
BBI fine. BBI fine.
That's right.
Na Yeguso, Ma Ghana for the needed treatment yadinamo for so long. And for the past years, no, the products I hold and ababont here. The assume Ghana man ye papa. No, we be only maybe so any being with a particular brand of products. Baby is a Ghana balm. Omudi ni me pa until per balm a timidi chi etu oya asia a Ghana balm. And these are products yedi yankasa ahaban. These are not imported herbs. Anya haban ya credit from one the be ahaban na nanum edi eja ye no yedi abefo abode nyansa penhwe mu na aka ho yedi abefo fidie and yedi aye nti hu a obefin sabro fidie, but it is our own herbs just because we are adding value to yankasa ya yedimu nti yedru nyina no Ghana haban na yedi aye nti Ghana bam say ya haban ahodo it is xanthozylum xanthozyloides ewom Eugenia caeophyllata capsicum annum menta peperita and yedi Ghana bam. So these are herbs common to us and ya fa be for kwan so nti na yejuma wa maso nti e kaba matimi to ya ase a it's coming from us Ghana bam. Your Ghana man capsules from Bema mo pe very good blood circulation moja edi afro asania na enkwa ewo ho nyame asem kwa tro say enkwano is the life is in the blood. The life of the flesh is in the blood. Until me yes moja ebetimi edu ni peduan akwa binyina se na ebe ya ni pedia akwa nyina ebetimi ayejuma enu so ya Ghana man capsules and also woman bema bema because bema ni nyina ejina proper blood circulation. Your prostate you ready memo junso how junso mu yare and you was say 500 number 1 immune booster potent a be any hobium and you are kept to find it for malaria. Na catch a Ghana for you say yeguswa yejuma treaty yarewa ahodo executive prostate and herbal center and ye bia ye the esa in yarawo and embe nyina Ghana nyina ho na obia ekwesa se o mehun se ye ka abibidru na saban etumi eri tu yare ase ayefa be for kwan so eri yen and ye wo sanim de yen and ye wo sem fidi no yen so na ye wo inrua yetumi eri tu yare ase nyina eye ahaban because for so long a time Ghanaians have been denied. They are denied Ghana for their rights to a very affordable treatment. So affordability no na ye diaba on the scene. So we are making healthcare yama ayaresa aye so affordable. Yen fa ebo ento yareso yen ka say bra diabetes for 2,000 bra, hypertension 3,000, stroke for 10,000. We do not do that. O de kakra won o de fa bra. And no so ntina ye no yen consultations for executive prostate and herbal center are free. So you can just walk in with kakra wo de yare enantia obi an ebe hia wo yenim so etse o boy ebe wo come very openly. You know back din komo so doctor ba ko ye doctors a omunim de omuti enyuma de na ombo ye na say they are well qualified, the licensed as well. Intenya quacks and onyom de professionals and are daily, but yeah my health can I so affordable into obia team able to consultation. Yeah, enje consultation very free. I think so labs obey was scans obey any other diagnostic procedure obey no nyina so ya tete so edi among because you this is here no obia so omanum ayedin nyama ayedin sika ho ayedin but I know so nkyerɛ sɛ wo yare a fatini if na yare na de enku ɛyɛ den ya ɛwɔ sɛ wotumi ɛsa wo ho ɛyare sɛ na bia won so wani so ade hunu no ebetimi abem edi amount. So we are making accessibility to healthcare very affordable. The Ghana for ope bia ye Jews cover consultation executive prostate and herbal center center ura ho a ye bejo fefe woni doctors nyina betimi edi nkomo wo labs wo scans ya teto so se bia obetimi afa lab any scan any moja mu hwehwemu ye wo se no betimi afem easily and afa wo wie nso a edru a ye de ema wo no ni nyina nso ya sanso atete so e wa facility ho which means say nka akwa abonten say me kote dro no over the counter obeto no more but so far say wetimi ananti ewra ahwe ho say me ba beji ayarehwe na maja ayare san kwa dia e wo say etimi manyame mu eye mre e de ema se na bia won so betimi afa bibia mu esi. That is why this policy way and this inhyehyɛ e de ato e de ama Ghana from now to December a promotion bi a year running se na bia obia betimi nya a comprehensive healthcare before the end of the year. Into free consultation, your discounting will lapse, animal scans, any other diagnostic procedures, and a moon runs will your teto so eddie amamo ever the facility. Into obi bia wo yare and found yare how, especially your bemana prostate, teto, prostate related. CS when your prostate enlargement, CS when your prostate cancer, CS when your prostatitis, CS when your prostate calcification, so what urinary retention. Ananti yakosha na se yakosha o ka fita bema ye de rubber asha obememu enumu na wo fa edwo nso me pa ocho ma mani nsi hwa sisia no the solution to the problem no yen any the solution nti bema wo mfa katita enra ya hye ensa fa katita enko na de yedro ne count say ohun so beto na katita no nso be dem ubeyi ye won ko for pia ye schedule mo for surgery so mo nkombra ye mo nda so mo nko enko buabo mo ho omombra messages momoti enka mo bae no yetinya mo enura omo call back so mo so ngakọ surgery so prostate no ashrinking ehun hia so be surgery ebi kura koya yakoyi omo rubber e de amamo nti rubber for de yi bebre cancer for obaye ka so mo nkofie nko prostate cancer for enne omo da so etiase over 4 years over 5 years they are still living. Why? Because we have the solution we dem Ghana mu but e di nimdie e na aka e di science e di ebibidro emu into expert knowledge expertise the skill no yen any crime it's na yen ro nyina no e down so but ye man ensi enuro kwa ye dia soenso aba ayade a2 yare ase ayade esare no any friend executive prostate and herbal center to ye be ma wo prostate fibra wo hypertension wo bibia so your bowel so ye be ma so BP so diabetes so cholesterol wo awom how your bow awom how we be ma awom how wo fibroid wo STI STD infection oba o de poa aye chronic aye chronic unu medru akwanaba me patrol eni da so ensan esan say wonye nhia ye ntina ye usaba wonye hia pa wo say truly ye withdraw and ye withdraw ne come on withdraw padia ye yen executive prostate and herbal center now your location there Legon Madina UPS Equana so Legon Madina UPS Equana Echo ARS roundabout Sa road no so and I your junction be a friend of Bonsio Junction and that's a Pilma Hotel. Sa Bonsio and Pilma Hotel and the same place into Bonsio Junction and that's a Pilma Hotel Junction. Once a signboard is your kakraka executive prostate and herbal center. Obi your person of free biano your numbers I would obey miensa army to join but your ye out your frame you be more direction and any other clarification happen ye the more your doctors no I was stand by almost chances here numbers here 0244
0244
72
70
28 0244 72 28 and I say 0244 75 43 80 0244 75 43 80 near chat on here 0537 266 300 0537 266 300 your free executive prostate and herbal center yen any Ghana Bam Prostar Joy Ghana Man Crypto 400 and a save 500 you better work clinical bra you better say yare you da say
I was na sports team no as I said Joe and any team no at the midfield action no at the so we need to Kwame Appiah Kubi, Mr. Speaker, highly grateful for your time on behalf of my team. I don't do me any tonight Tuesday we'll be back once again to serve our nation Ghana. Good morning and enjoy the rest of your day. We are out.
Waduma kuma bwa die bo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko Yesu and the Irasio, will be our when you do my what did you go on mine? Walk one and equal see enough for you, Queen and my would be an equal sonija. O Breton equal for Eja woman, Kunimaba, Agrana Neri Baba, Akasano Macasa French and will be an annual boajo. Asana now, Fabia, when you bonus swallow will attach. Walk on in a banana neighbor. A John no be non tabia, Eja woman and Mediasam. Asashiri na no mpeno wasa meja wo mu asoma biaba wodoma nkoma oba de hye yense yeni nsa woso ani jeni agrawom afe wunua bi wi ase asoni mu eba sa wo yira kwan so akire ne kwampa no obi asem ye obi asmo oni pada sani awon manwe mu wo wi ase ha asam to nyonko na to be bia nkamfa ho menso metene be bia nkame pema yeden nanso Waduma kuma body a bo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko Yesu and the Irasio obia woni duma odidi bo a oman wokwa na ni kosi na fro wa yu kuni chechere ne ma obia na ni koso ni ja obreti ni kukodu fo eja wo mu ankuni maba aguna na wiri kwa ba akasa no makasa French obia na no awabo ajo asana na ho febia woni bono so a wo wira cheche wokwa ne bani na sene ne ba a John no be non tabia, a woman and Mediasam. Asashiri na no mpeno wasa meja wo mu asoma biaba. Wodoma nkoma oba de hye yense. Yeni nsa woso, ani jeni agrawom. Afe wunua bi wi ase asoni mu. Eba sa wo yira kwan so akire ne kwampa. No bi asam ye obi asmo. Oni pada sani awon manwe mu wo wi ase ha. Asam to nyonko na to be bia nkemfa ho. Menso metene baby anka me pema yeden nanso wadoma nkoma bo ade ebo nipa bata nipa ho obi ada na nyonko Yesu and the Irasio obi a woni duma odidi bo a oman wokwa na ni
best starting now in a free at half time and also be free bench aba no abo game no awie Ronaldo the age no on team and started 2 games and twa so and before 19 to about first game or started Portugal every year and I feel and so or free bench eba here because when the age na also on managing team kakra ho Roberto Martinez e dey MIN no so far 901 goals and Ronaldo ashe o Chelsea goal number 1000 or person or share even 1000 and beyond neno nanko for Eddie Betty Steve Nicol a former Liverpool player or ESPN Sports so also Ronaldo ebe kakra ni playmates omo ono mo bo or club level omo ono mo bo on national team be start a complain say denti and at his age every day on be say Ronaldo e bo game ni bi ebedru maybe no the players nankasa ebe complaining Steve Nicol at the message we etoja
they are Jota or any of these other guys who are not they're not young kids coming up they are bona fide